the decision to investigate. The darkened stars had been a topic of discussion amongst the Galactic Council for a while now. The unusual phenomenon had raised concerns, not only because of its inexplicability, but also due to the fear of the unknown it represented. The second report of another star's disappearance had only increased the sense of unease. Counselor Lauren, representative from the Verlo star system, voiced his worry.
We must investigate this matter at once. Ignoring these incidents could be perilous.
His concerns were echoed by other council members. The room buzzed with tense whispers, everyone's eyes fixed on Solane. As the leading figure of the Galactic Council, his decisions carried significant weight.
I agree with Counselor Lauren,
Solane said, his tone firm and decisive.
This is an issue we cannot ignore. It's time to delve into this mystery.
The room fell into silence. A wave of relief washed over some of the counselors, a sense of foreboding over others. The decision was made, and there was no turning back.
I'm commissioning the Icarus for this mission,
Solane continued. His gaze swept over the council members, a determined glint in his eyes.
It's one of our newest and fastest vessels. If there are answers to be found, the Icarus and her crew will find them.
Counselor Tiala of the Hissia star system spoke up.
The journey to the edge of our territory, it's going to take time, even with the Icarus's speed.
Solane nodded.
4 days at maximum speed,
he confirmed.
Every moment we delay, we risk another star going dark.
With that, the meeting was adjourned. The Icarus was prepared for its journey to the edge of the known galaxy, equipped with the best technology and a crew ready to face the unknown. As the ship powered up its engines, ready for the journey that lay ahead, there was an air of apprehension, but also a glimmer of hope. It was a step toward unraveling the mystery that had haunted the Council, a mission filled with peril, but a necessary one nonetheless. The ship's engines roared to life, leaving behind the safety of the space station. The destination was set, and the Icarus hurtled towards the coordinates of the first darkened star. A new chapter in this saga was about to begin. In the cold, vast expanse of space, the human vessel Icarus charted its course toward the site of the inexplicably darkened stars. This exploratory ship, under Solane's directive, had embarked on a mission to solve this cosmic mystery. The crew consisted of top-notch scientists and veteran pilots, each hand-picked for their expertise. They had been traveling through hyperspace for days, with only the hum of the ship's engines and the faint murmurs of crew members echoing through the steel corridors. As they neared their destination, the tension amongst the crew grew palpable. Their mission was unprecedented, after all. As the Icarus dropped out of hyperspace, they were met with a sight that stole their breath away. The once bright star was now a dark void, a chilling and unnerving anomaly in the otherwise vibrant galaxy.
Anything on the scanners?
Captain Hale, a grizzled veteran with countless space missions under his belt, asked his sensor operator. The young officer shook his head, his face pale.
Nothing, sir. It's like the star just vanished.
The crew proceeded with their investigation, attempting to make sense of this perplexing phenomenon. Hours turned into days as they probed and scanned the region, collecting data but finding no answers. Then, without warning, alarms blared throughout the ship. The Icarus shook violently, throwing crew members off balance. A wall of static erupted on the communication console as the sensor operator yelled,
"Captain, unidentified vessels approaching fast."
On the comm system, a strange, grating voice echoed, translated by the ship's systems into their language.
"Unidentified vessel, you are trespassing. Stand down and surrender. You are in Drac Dominion territory."
Captain Hale could barely make out the shadowy figures on the radar, their size dwarfing the Icarus. He had never seen anything like them. Panic set in, but Hale kept his composure, barking orders to his crew to raise shields and prepare for evasive maneuvers. But it was too late. They were under attack. Hale turned to his communications officer.
Send a distress signal to the Council. Let them know about the Drac Dominion.
As the ship quaked under the enemy fire, the officer hastily complied. His voice shaking, he relayed their situation, mentioning the massive unidentified ships and the chilling warning from the attacking fleet. The Drac Dominion. In the midst of chaos and terror, the garbled message was sent, echoing into the void before the Icarus succumbed to the onslaught, disappearing in a bright explosion. At the Galactic Council's headquarters, Solane stared at the communicator, the received distress signal replaying in his head. The mention of the Drac Dominion filled him with a dread he hadn't felt in a long time. He knew then they were facing something much bigger than a rebellious Veritan general. A historical investigation. After the chilling distress signal from the Icarus, the Galactic Council was in an uproar. Their fastest ship, sent to investigate a mystery, had stumbled upon a far greater and deadlier enigma. As the councilors bickered and panicked, Solane's voice cut through the noise.
We need to know more. We need to know about this Drac Dominion.
With an air of grim determination, Solane turned to the Galactic Librarians, the keepers of the knowledge of the universe. Their vast library housed data and records spanning millennia, including the history of extinct races and fallen empires.
Find me everything you can about the Drac Dominion,
Solane ordered. The librarians nodded, disappearing into the labyrinth of data, both digital and physical. Days turned into nights, and the librarians tirelessly sifted through countless records, data crystals, and holographic manuscripts. Then, deep in the galactic annals, they discovered a cryptic record in a crystal memory storage device, a relic from the old galactic order. The information was sparse, the record fragmented, as if someone had attempted to erase it from existence. It mentioned an ancient conflict, a war that spanned the galaxy, and at the heart of this war was a formidable entity, a force so powerful it brought countless star systems to their knees, the Drac Dominion. The record spoke of vast fleets that blotted out the stars, of planets laid waste, and civilizations erased from existence. It spoke of a united front, of the ancient races of the galaxy banding together to face the common enemy. In the final battle, the Drac Dominion was thought defeated, their mighty fleets vanquished, their dominion crumbled. The surviving races rejoiced, their unity turning from a necessity for survival into the foundation of a new order. The memory crystal ended there, the rest of the data lost to time or deliberate erasure, but the information it provided filled Solane with a sense of foreboding. It was clear now, they were not just facing a rebellious Veritan general. They were facing a threat thought extinct, an enemy that once brought the galaxy to the brink of extinction. The council chamber fell silent as Solane relayed the librarian's findings. The counselors, usually so verbose, had nothing to say. The silence was heavy, filled with the dread of the unknown, of facing an adversary that their ancestors had barely managed to defeat. But amidst the fear, Solane saw something else: determination. They were the children of the survivors, after all, and if their ancestors could face this threat, so could they. A deadline for Zorvan. The Galactic Council chamber was abuzz with chatter as the representatives awaited Solane's next course of action. The gravity of the Drac Dominion's reappearance was beginning to sink in, but so was the reality of their ongoing internal crisis, Zorvan's rebellion.
Enough.
Solane's voice boomed, instantly silencing the chamber.
We have a deadline for Vero and Zorvan. It's time they understand that we are serious.
Despite the pressing nature of the Drac threat, the Council couldn't ignore the potential civil war brewing within their borders. Zorvan had to be dealt with one way or another.
Vero, you have 3 days to convince Zorvan to negotiate,
Solane stated, his gaze sternly fixed on the Veritan representative.
Failure to do so will result in us taking action.
Vero swallowed hard, his scaly throat bobbing visibly. He had been confident of his ability to mediate a peaceful resolution, but Solane's ultimatum added an extra layer of pressure. Suddenly and without warning, the chamber's large holodisplay flickered to life, showing a live feed from the ship Icarus, or rather, what was left of it. Its sleek silver hull was scorched and damaged. The crew, a mix of humans and Veritans, looked as battered as their ship.
Captain Hale,
Solane acknowledged, his voice softer. The captain, though appearing bruised and weary on the screen, saluted Solane before taking a step forward.
We made it back, but barely.
He began, his voice hoarse.
We lost good people out there.
A heavy silence hung in the room. It was a moment of shared mourning, a collective intake of breath for the lives lost to a threat they were only beginning to understand.
But we didn't come back empty-handed.
Captain Hale continued, gesturing to a data storage device in his hand.
We managed to collect substantial data on the Drac Dominion. It's worse than we could have imagined.
With a series of swift commands, Hale transferred the data to the Council. As the information downloaded onto Solane's console, he felt the weight of the situation settle upon him. The Drak were not only a force from the past, they were a very real, very imminent threat. Hale had one last message to deliver.
They know where we are.
He murmured, his voice barely a whisper.
They're coming for us.
The chamber erupted in a frenzy of alarmed voices. If the Drak Dominion was on the move, then their problems just got a lot bigger. Solane's gaze hardened, and he slammed his fist on the table to silence the chamber.
We faced adversity before, and we will do so again,
he stated, his voice resonating with determination.
Our ancestors fought the Drak Dominion, and now we must be ready to do the same.
Zorvan's rebellion, the Drak Dominion's return, the survival of their civilizations, the weight of it all threatened to crush them. But as Solane looked around the room, he saw resolve in their eyes. It was a daunting road ahead, but they would face it together. Nestled within the distant reaches of the Zephyra system, Zorvan's enclave, a rebellion fortress, hummed with relentless activity. The stronghold, full of Veritan warriors, brilliant strategists, and resolute thinkers, was a testament to the unity sparked by Zorvan's unyielding vision of a new galactic order. In the heart of the command center, bathed in the cold glow of star maps and intricate holodisplays, Zorvan took in the intelligence relayed from his hidden sympathizers within the Galactic Council. His eyes darted across the words, absorbing the chilling details of the Drak Dominion's ominous emergence and the fate of the Icarus. His strategic mind turned over the new information, evaluating and recalculating. The Drak Dominion was not part of his plans, an unforeseen element that disrupted the balance. He had prepared for the Council's resistance, for Solane's dogged pursuit, even for the humans' unpredictable involvement. But this ancient, enigmatic enemy reappearing from the recesses of history, that was an unforeseen obstacle.
I'm going to offer the Council and Solane a truce,
Zorvan declared, his voice echoing in the stillness of the command center. His commanders turned to face him, expressions of surprise etching their features. A truce from Zorvan, especially towards Solane, was unprecedented.
We will show them the strength of Veritans. We will unite our forces with the Council and the humans to meet this new threat. In return, we shall seek an amnesty while we unite to crush this Drak Dominion.
The room descended into a stunned silence before his second-in-command. Takar broke it.
You are certain of this, Zorvan?
Gazing at the cosmic tapestry outside, Zorvan responded,
Yes, contact Varo. I'll put my proposal to him.
As Takar left to carry out the order, Zorvan stood alone, the weight of his decision pressing on him. This was their chance for glory, a chance to show the Council and the humans the might of the Veritans. This was a chance to shape their destiny.